Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to my channel. And to delightfully craft these 500 subby celebration hop. And it's part of the Scrappy Inspiration YouTube and Instagram hop with the Facebook group. And it's also Punched Out Thursday to Die For with Kathy, Krista, myself, Dorothy, Rebecca, and Sonia. And we will all be using our dies or punches or both. And I will be scrap lifting this layout of Natalie Dills, who is delightfully crafty on Instagram. And I thought it was just so cute. And I even ordered a die, a skeleton die to use. And I'm going to scrap that picture of my grandson, and he has his skeleton shirt on. And her little boy has his skeleton pajamas on. So where she made her chevron out of paper that she had used mixed media on, I'm going to use dies. Well, a punch, it's a punch. It's not dies. It is punch that I'm going to use. You can see it right there on the left. And she has hers mounted on a black. And she also has machine stitching. I'm not going to have no machine stitching. She has a lot of it, and it looks really cute. But I'm not going to have that. And I am going to have pattern background instead of white. She did use mixed media on hers to dress it up, but mine's going to be that green plaid right there. It's from Echo Park, and so is that polka dot one over there. But I thought they went pretty good together, and they were in the same collection, and I believe it is Back to School is the one I took it out of. And I used my die that I showed a while ago, and it's Sizzix Tall and Slim. She has a big, impressive, large title, and that's the first thing I noticed on her layout. And hers is a cut file. I don't have a cut file, so I'm just making a large and impressive title. And I went ahead and put the black on it to give it kind of a shadow, to make it a little bit more impressive. After I got started there, I remembered, oh, I planned on putting a banner there. What was I thinking? So yeah, I stopped and put it on there. Mostly I was thinking to repeat the polka dot again in the layout. I do have it behind the photo on the banner, and then I'm going to use it on my chevrons going across the page. Well, the chevrons itself, I guess, are actually going to be black, whereas my arrow part looking maybe is going to be the polka dot. I will leave a link below to Natalie's video for her chevrons, because she did she took several rectangular pieces of paper and painted each of them. Then she cut out the chevrons by hand. Then she stitched across them. Yeah, she did a lot of stitching on her layout, but I didn't. Yeah, she used her sewing machine and zigzag stitching, so it looks really cute on her layout. But I wanted my chevrons to kind of look like a wall, because I decided I'd put my skeletons on there. I was going to have three. I am going to have three sitting on there, and I needed something for them to actually sit on. So the one that I made works better for what I have in mind. And since this is a brand new die, you know, the little skeleton is so cute, I had to make more. Yeah, I think she had maybe 2 skeletons on her layout, and I had to have more. I am going to regret not practicing and making some in advance, because I was a learn as you go thing, and where I cut the arms and legs apart to start with, some of them I just kind of twisted them, and it worked. And it did work. And I liked that better anyway. So I was wishing I'd started out that way. If I'd been practicing, I would have, and the video would have been shorter, because I'm going to end up doing 2 of the skeletons over again. Well, not the whole thing, but parts of them I am going to end up doing again. Now, these little guys on the wall, I thought I would do them as see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. So maybe I was going to hear no evil first. I can't tell where his hands are at, if they're over his eyes. Yeah, they are. So I'm going to do hear no evil first, see no evil, and speak no evil is how I'm going to end up doing it. I believe that's how I'm going to do it. Well, I could pull the layout over here and look at it. All right, I have the layout now, and it's hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil when I get done. I am not going to be too happy with that center one's legs. I thought I'd just have him kind of sitting there with his knees in front of him, but it looks kind of funny, and he just looks short-legged, which he is, I'm thinking, and his arms are kind of short. I think they need to be just a little bit longer. And he only has 3 fingers and 3 toes on his hands and feet. But anyway, I'm going to end up adding bones back in to make his legs look a little bit different with him sitting there. And the other 2, I'm going to have them sitting cross-legged in the floor, kind of, sort of, on the wall. But like I said, it is a learn as you go thing. And so I did learn things, so that's why I ended up doing 2 over. I'm still looking at the little cross-legged ones and trying to figure out some other way to do them. But I haven't figured it out yet, so they're staying like they are. And yeah, I got this die off of Amazon. It's only like $5, and it was like the first thing that popped up there. And it said it would be there like in 2 days. So guess what? I ordered it. But I guess it's a no-name brand because it didn't come in any packaging. I mean, a huge envelope. I couldn't believe it. I told that guy when he delivered it to my door, I said, look, this whole huge envelope for this little thing down here in the corner. And he said, yeah. He said, I noticed that. Many years ago, I did this with, well, they were Sizzix paper dolls, and they had the doll that you would get as a die. And then you can make a boy or girl because they had hairstyles on one die, clothing on another die, and you could dress them up and do all that stuff. And I used to clip them apart and make them go in different positions. But that was years ago, and I'm kind of sort of on the, well, I need practice. I've kind of forgotten what I learned a long time ago. But it was fun playing with them and moving them in different positions. That would be the word, different positions. And I'm almost done with the ones on the chevron. I am going to put 2 more on there because, yeah, I've got to have 5. Yeah, 2 wasn't enough, and I believe that's what Natalie put on hers. I believe. I'd have to look at the layout again to be sure. But yeah, the 3 little guys sitting there, and my title has the exact same words that hers does. I got this feeling inside my bones because, yeah, I thought her title was cute. And part of her, her title was a cut file, had a skeleton on it. And then I think she had one more that she put above there on her chevrons. I'm thinking that's what she had. But yeah, I'm just going to glue down. I didn't put any foam tape or pop dots or anything underneath this. I'm just going to glue it straight down to my layout. Now, after I got started with this and done the 3 little guys up at the top, I was trying to decide what to do with the one on the bottom right. And I decided to have him jump and rope. However, it entered my mind that I should have done them all like the Walks Like an Egyptian song years ago, where I believe I remember seeing a video with skeletons one time walking like an Egyptian. And I thought that would be cool, but I'd have to look it up on the internet just to see how walking like an Egyptian was. But now that I own a skeleton, a die, that I'm going to have him on more layouts, of course. So I can use that, hold that thought for later, is what I could do. I know I can use them on the Children's Museum because I do have more than one picture of kids by the skeleton at the Children's Museum. So that will work. But I want his legs to have movement like he is jumping a rope. However, I need to work on that. They may not look like they are jumping rope. However, they do look like maybe he's lifting weights by the time I get those handles on the jump rope in his hands, because every time I glanced over that way, that's the thought that went through my head. So that's why I'm going to end up going back and doing him over a little bit. I used the center part of the bow, and that was the smallest bow, to use for the, well, not handles, I think I called them handles a while ago, hand grips on the rope for him to do the jump roping. And when I go back to do it over, I will have to take that twine out and get me another piece because it's not going to be quite big enough for the changes that I'm going to make. I am gluing the hand grips to his hands, then taking the little fingers and folding them over like he has them wrapped around it and gluing them down. I won't have to change that part. I will be able to work around that part. Now, this little guy, I am going to have him waving with one hand and kind of cock his head to the side. And that's all I'm going to do with him. However, while I was sitting here editing the video, I thought, well, I could have had his other hand waving, had that one laid out on the letters right there like he was leaning against them, and then bent his knee and put his toes on the other side of the one foot, so it looks like he's a cool dude standing there and leaning and then just waving. Of course, I don't know if cool dudes wave or not. A cool dude just might think that would be out of character. I am going to punch me out some stars in the green and the black, and I am going to use the black like a shadow like I did on the letters. Just get them to match the letters a little bit more. And except for my do-overs, that's all I've got for the layout. But if you will look down there below, I'll mention that while I'm doing all this, you will see the links to the Punched Out Thursday gals. And you can hop over there and see what they did today with their punches and or dies, or both. And also you will see the links to the gals from the Scrappy Inspiration Group. And their links will lead you all through the hop. The very first one, of course, is Natalie. Where did I come up with Nancy? Will be Natalie. And yeah, she will be the first one on the list. I don't think there'll be a Nancy in the list because I don't know of anybody in the group with that name. But you will find Natalie's there first. And you'll also see her Instagram page. It'll be listed down there too. And anybody else that's got their layout on Instagram. And I am doing this over, and I needed a bone. I only used one, and it was a forearm, I think, instead of a leg. And I cut it in half because I wanted to make it look like there's dimension to his thigh bones and that they're shorter and yeah, where the bottom part's longer, like it's kind of going farther back. I did angle them just a little bit so it'd give that impression. Since I failed so horribly the first time around, and I failed on his hands the first time around, I am going to turn the, well, I'm going to kind of flip the hand grip things over so the rope kind of goes up in the air first and then down, so it looks like he is jumping the rope instead of lifting weights. And then I will be done with my layout. And like I said, I didn't have to do anything else with the hands. They were already glued, and I just cut the twine off and put it back on. Well, I put another piece on there, not the same one. I needed about probably another inch or maybe a little bit more than that. But that's it. That's my layout. And the skeletons show up really good on my layout. They may not show up quite as good on the screen, but they do show up really good on my layout. I guess because it does give it a little bit of depth and dimension. And there's my little guy with his head cocked to the side. And see, don't the stars look good with that dimension behind them? And there's the one jumping rope. And his hands around there the correct way this time. And there's Tyler with his cute little skeleton shirt on that he was so proud of. I think he got it for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day is what he told me. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like my video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But be sure to check out all those links down there and continue on the hop. Go especially to Natalie's, that's why it's first, and then everybody else's and see what all they did, what layout they scrap lift. Have a happy scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.